Hey everyone, welcome back to channel, and this is the day 5th of our community series, and today we are going to discuss about the important topic, that is the pod life cycle, and also we are going to debug some of the issues. Okay, so what we are going to do in this particular video will be, so first this thing, and the two issues we will see: crash loop back off and image pull back off. Okay, and also at the last, for you have one task which you have to do, and let me know the answers of it in the comment section. Okay, so let's just begin with the video. Okay, so these are the two issues which we are going to cover and how we can troubleshoot this. So now let's just start with the video. So in previous classes we ran about kubectl apply -f pod.yaml, right? So what we think Kubernetes immediately starts the container, but that's particularly the myth. It doesn't happen like that. So the reality is that the pod moves through the multiple phases, okay, before our app actually runs. So we'll see what are those different phases now. So here we have the first phase as the pending. Okay, so whether first pod is in the pending state, then everything is fine. Then it goes into the running state, and also if in our container we have mentioned something like task which you just run and complete, then it will show as succeeded, and if it is failed, then it will come as the failed if your application fails to start or something. Okay, so now we'll just look into the each phases in bit detail. Okay, so here, pending state, what happens basically. So Kubernetes has accepted your request, but the pod is not running yet. Okay, so there could be the multiple reason behind it. So first, it could be like Kubernetes might be finding the best worker node for your pod, and also it might be pulling your container image and some attaching storage if required. That means attaching the persistent volumes and all. So that we have not covered yet, but you will understand it. And also it might be delay because of setting up networking. Okay, so these could be some of the possible reasons for pod to be in the pending state. So next is the running and succeeded. So yeah, we have seen running obviously. So if everything is running fine, your application is fine, everything is checks are completed, then it will be obviously in the running state. Okay, and the succeeded we have you can see like for pods created to run a one-time task, then in that case it will be a succeeded. So examples are basically database backup, migration, or any batch processing kind of thing. Okay, so the next thing is a failed one. So if your application exists with some error like exit one or something, so in that case what will happen, your application will show as the failed, so your pod will not be running. So then you need to debug the issues, what is the reason and why it failed. So these are the some of the production thing which you need to do. Okay, so now the very first thing what we're going to do is that we will see this command kubectl describe pod and the pod name. Okay, so this is a one first debugging command. In any case, if you see your pod is a crash loop back off or anything other than running is showing, this is the first command you have to write. So there you have to see the details about your image, which image is being used, on which node your pod is running, what is the restart count, what is the conditions. Okay, so and most important thing is the events. So there we can see everything what is currently happening in that particular pod. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that quickly I will just go into my machine, and let me just power on. So we'll just wait for it until it gets power. Okay, okay, so here you can see my Linux is up. Okay, so I can just do minikube status here, so that minikube is running or not. Mm, okay, so it's fine, it's running. So now I need to just go into the directory pods, and here I will simply run our pod.yaml. Okay, so once it is done, I will simply do the get pods over here, and you will see container is creating. Okay, so we'll just wait until it gets now it's running. Cool. So now what you have to do is that we saw our command, right? We can just do the kubectl get pods, and then you have to see other information about your pod. So you need to simply do the describe. So you can just do describe pod and my pod, right? So here once you will do this, so you will see lot of information over here. Like you can see which what is the name of your pod. that obviously you know. The namespace, you can just see priorities, some service accounts, what is the node. So this is the node like on which our pod is running, so that we have already seen yesterday. So actually we have only one node, so it's running on that only. So this is start time, so this is one thing. Then IP of your pod you can see, and here you can see the container ID, which container it is running, and which image your container is using, that also you can see. And if we had defined any port and also that also like we can see if it is defined. Okay, and you can see the state is running at this moment because it's a correct pod. Okay, so once we will do the crash loop back off and image pull back up, then we'll see the state. Okay, now most important part over here is that you can just do a scroll down and you can just see here the event section. Okay, so here you can see what actually happened. So here you can see successfully assigned my pod to the mini cube. So it has successfully assigned to that node basically, that has been scheduled. Okay, it has been done by the scheduler, right? Then after that kubelet has pulled the image. Okay, so here you can see pulling image. Then again you can see same thing like pulled image in particular seconds, then kubelet helped in starting and container started. Okay, so these are the most important section in case of your failure of pod. This you have to check. Okay, so now let's just move forward with our different things. So yeah, just now what I told you, reading the events, how you have to read. So you can just scroll to the bottom of the desired uh, output, and the event section will tell you whether it's pulled image or not, start a container or not, if it failed, or back of restarting failed container. Okay, so these are all things we can see. Okay, now it's time to simulate this error, that is the crash loop back off. Okay, so what we are going to do is that I will just simply try to just copy this particular YAML if possible. So let me just do that. Okay, I can copy. Let me just go here, and here I can try to clear the screen. I can just create the file with crashloop.yaml and just paste it. So here you can see what we have defined: metadata name crashloopback demo, and there is one image busy box, and this is the one command you can pass in the image. Okay, so in command you can basically see we are passing sh, that is the cell, hyphen c, and we are just giving one echo, and at last we're just doing the exit one. It's just a simulation, so that's why we are doing like this. And restart policy always means your Kubernetes will always try to restart this particular container. So even if you don't provide it, it's fine. It will automatically try to restart. Okay, so now let me just do this apply hyphen f crash loopback.yaml, and we'll just to give the semicolon, and then I will just do the kubectl get pods hyphen w. So here you can see, okay, my pod you can just ignore. So now you can see crash loopback demo container creating. Okay, so we'll just wait. So now you can see error came, right? So the phase which we discussed that time, error. So now after error you can see here it's coming the crash loop back off. So this is the most important thing, because in many of the interviews people mostly ask if there is a crash loop back off of any pod, what you're going to actually do. Okay, so for this what we'll do, okay, so now let's just describe. Okay, so describe pod and pod name. And also one more important thing which you have to remember here is that whenever the restart happens, so after each restart it waits for more longer seconds. Okay, so on that I will come to. Okay, so now here you can see the event section. So first what happened, successfully assigned, that is completely fine. It pulled also image, container gets created, and again what it did, again it tried to successfully pull the image, and there is, you can see, back off restarting failed container app in pod, this one. Okay, so if I just do the again, so you can see same. Okay, so this is a very important event section. Now if you go in the status okay, wait, what we can do here, describe pod hyphen w maybe. Okay, no, we can't do. Back of restarting it's showing, and yeah, here now you can see the state as terminated and reason is error. Okay, and even if I again try to do the same, so I will get maybe something different here. You can see the exit code also, what is the exit code, and when it started, when it finished, what was the reason of the start, and how, what is the restart count. Everything you can see over here when you do the describe. Okay, so this is one thing, and sometimes what happens, we you can get some information inside the logs also. So instead of describe, you can just try to do the kubectl logs. Okay, uh, not pod, yeah. So you can just see the starting application is coming up. There is no any other log. Okay, so in this way you can just do the describe. And now one more thing I wanted to tell you is that, so when you will do the kubectl get pods -w over here, so you will see now fourth restart is 99 seconds ago. So what will happen, the fifth restart will happen again after some more seconds. Okay, so for example, first restart happened in 5 seconds, so next restart will happen in 10 seconds, then other next restart will happen in 50 seconds, so that time will get increased again and again and again. Okay, so this is the one thing. Now let's just move forward with another scenario which we have is okay, so let me just go into the presentation mode. Okay, so here you can see, okay, the same thing. Why did this happen? So container starts, exists with code one that we see, Kubernetes restarts it, and back off increases. This was the same thing which I was talking about right now, where it's longer between each retry. Okay, so you can see here my container keeps crashing, so Kubernetes is slowing down the restart attempts. Okay, and also we saw the troubleshooting, what we can do, kubectl describe logs. And yeah, one more thing is that if you use the hyphen previous flag, so that it will show you the previous logs of your container. Okay, so yeah, next moving forward is the image pullback off. It is quite easy. If you just give some different image which is not available in the Docker hub, then you will get this particular error actually. Okay, so now you can see here at the same, that error 88 seconds ago this fifth restart happened. Okay, so now let's just delete this particular one, delete hyphen f crash. Okay, q. Okay, now just go into the pod.yaml, and here instead of letters I will just do letters 1 to 3 because this image is not available. So I'll just do kubectl apply fnf pod.yaml. I'm just doing control A to go at the start of the line. Okay, so if you just do get pods, uh okay, I need to first delete maybe, and also you can do delete like this because I didn't change the name. Now let's just do the apply, and if I just do the get pods -w basically is watch. You can just watch your pods what is happening. So now here you can see the status is error image pull. Now you will see the image pull back off. Okay, so yeah, cool. So here you can see the image pull back off. Okay, so now if I just do the kubectl get pods and kubectl describe pod my pod, so here you can see the event section, back off pulling image pull back off error, you can see fail to pull the image, and error you can see over here. Okay, so in this way you can just describe, like you can see what is exactly the issue. So in that case you have to basically check with the whoever is deploying the image, means deploying the pod for them you need to, for with them you need to check basically like what is the correct image and all. Okay, so here you can see the wrong image name, it could be wrong image tag, it could be, or some register authentication issues also, it can happen sometimes. Okay, so now this is the one thing, even suppose your container is running and some logs are not enough, then you need to inspect some files. Okay, so in that case you can just log in into the container. So for that, this is the command kubectl execute -it and the pod name, and this is the one command we'll give over here. Okay, so this is the one of the most used commands. Yeah, so now let's just do that. So I will just try to again delete my this pod, And in pod.yaml, what I will do, I will just use the original one over here, and let's just apply. Okay, so let me just do the get pods, and once it's running, okay, now I can just go in kubectl execute -it, the pod name double dash and the command. So now I'm into the container. If I do the who am I here, you can see the root, and if I do the pwd, this is the one path. If I do ls, so you can see the nginx directory and all, maybe. So you just share something if it is there. Okay, so in this way you can just log in into your container using this particular command. If you have to just exit, just do control d. Okay, so this is the one thing. And so yeah, so this is the troubleshooting flow which you need to just like check. So get pods, then you can just describe, then you can check the logs, then logs hyphen previous, and execute to see if it's something is wrong. Okay, so now for you the task here is that so this is the first task. Then what you have to do is that you have to create a pod using nginx image and make sure it reaches the running state. Okay, so basically you need to write some pod.yaml, and you need to also trigger image pullback of error without like doing something else. Okay, you can use different image. Okay, and also you can trigger the crash loop back off. So the same thing which we did, same thing you have to do. Okay, and the fourth one, like you need to like explore from inside like what is happening. So you need to just execute into the container, and you can run this particular command. You can give into that command colon and these things. Okay, so this is the thing. And yeah, if everything is done, you can just comment your task like you have completed, and if you want to tell anything, you faced any issues, that also you can just tell into the comment section. Okay, so let's just do the quick recap what we covered. So we covered this pod life cycle, pending running succeeded, logs we saw, simulated both crash loop back off, image pull back off, we executed into the container, and we did describe and reading events. Okay, so one line understanding is that when a pod fails, we don't have no need to guess. We need to check the status. We have to read the events. We have to inspect the logs, and if needed, get inside the container. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see about the deployments and all what it is, and that's it for this class. And if you really faced any issues, you can just comment. And please share this series with your different friends. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.